we must condemn some certain behaviors. You cannot rant up in a court of competent jurisdiction. I take exception to it. People might say it's good. Justice Omotosho is just a messenger of the court, and he did his job. If you are displeased, you go to appellate court. It's not to start insulting the man, Senator. Now
it is the number that has stopped everyone in their tracks. A figure so high and so terrifying that it demands we pause and ask ourselves if this is the true cost of the struggle. The headline you saw is not a mistake. A prominent son of the soil, a former governor and a serving senator, has looked the nation in the eye and declared that over 30,000 lives have been lost because of one man's agitation. Welcome to this special broadcast, where today, Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, we are dissecting the explosive statements made by Senator Orji Uzor Kalu that has set the entire Southeast on fire. We are looking at the claim, the furious reaction from IPOB, and the secret political solution that Kalu says is the only way out. Beginning this week, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu appeared on Channels Television. And while these interviews are usually just normal political talk, this time, Kalu went there. He didn't just blame insecurity. He put a number on it, asking, do you know that over 30,000 Igbos were killed? People who have shops have lost their businesses. He linked these deaths directly to the agitation led by Nnamdi Kanu and the enforcement of illegal sit-at-home orders, arguing that while everyone focuses on the security personnel killed, no one talks about the ordinary people, the traders in Aba, the mothers in Onitsha who died because of the chaos. He lamented that countless families, traders, and small business owners have been wiped out financially by years of sporadic violence and fear-driven economic shutdowns. He even cited personal examples, like his late mother's friend whose rice business was looted, leaving her bankrupt. He also dropped a heavy piece of advice telling the Igbo people to stop being emotional about the conviction. He said, it's not the time for noise making. I want us to settle down, go on our knees, and find a way that a man can be released. That phrase alone, go on our knees, has angered many who believe the Southeast should stand tall, not beg. As expected, the response from the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, was swift and angry. Yesterday, Tuesday, November 25th, their spokesperson, Emma Powerful, released a stinging statement calling Kalu's claim false, irresponsible, and fabricated. They challenged him to substantiate his claim, essentially asking him to show us the bodies, show us the graves of the 30,000. IPOB argues that the deaths in the Southeast were caused by federal security forces, not by their agitation, and accused Kalu of trying to barter his kin for selfish political gain, painting him as a sellout who is exaggerating the numbers to please the federal government. They dismissed his statistics as a desperate attempt to demonize the movement and shift the blame for the region's insecurity away from the government's handling of the situation. But amidst the insults and the numbers, there is a very important detail that Kalu revealed. He said, I have been working with the federal government on how to solve this issue. This aligns with what Abia State Governor Alex Otti said over the weekend about secret agreements and activated strategies. Kalu is telling us that there is a quiet strategy going on, mentioning that he, alongside key figures like Bianca, Ojukwu, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, is pushing for a settlement. Bianca Ojukwu herself has called for calm and constructive dialogue, warning that incendiary actions will only lead to diminishing returns and another wasteland. Kalu warned that noise-making spoils the plan. He's basically saying, if you want Kanu out of that Sokoto prison, shut up and let us negotiate. If you keep shouting and fighting, the door will remain closed. I want to engage you on this family because we need to have a hard conversation about the price of agitation. Is Orji Uzor Kalu right? Have we ignored the collateral damage? 30,000 lives is a stadium full of people. If that number is even half true, is the struggle worth it? Or is IPOB right? Is Kalu just playing politics to look good in Abuja? And about the kneeling down comment, do you agree that the Southeast needs to humble itself to get Kanu released? Or is that an insult to a region that feels marginalized? In politics, they say you negotiate from a position of strength. Does begging make you weak or does it make you smart? So, we have a war of narratives. Kalu says, you killed 30,000 people. Stop the noise and let me beg for you. IPOB says, you're a liar, the soldiers did the killing and we will never beg. And in the middle of this, Nnamdi Kanu sits in a cell, waiting to see which strategy, the begging or the fighting, will set him free. What do you think? Is the 30,000 figure real or political exaggeration? And should the Igbos go on their knees as Kalu suggested? Let me know in the comments.